For the past year, Princess Auto scoured the country, searching for the one who can build, fix, or solve any problem. From 600 entries, 3 were selected, testing their skills in a trades showdown. Using their knowledge in electrical, woodworking, machining, and hydraulics, and all vying for the title of Princess Auto's ultimate figure-it-outer.
My name is Jason Cates. I'm 48 years old. I am currently employed as a millwright in Sarnia, Ontario, in the petrochemical industry. I really wanted to participate in this competition after a lot of persuading from my family, my wife, my coworkers. I'd like to participate to the end and just do my best.
My name is Ted Lee from St. John's, Newfoundland. I'm 60 years old. I'm an electronics technologist. I work with Memorial University. If I win the money, well, $25,000 is a lot of money. I'm going to spread it around, and of course we buy something for the house. We were looking at Chesterfield, so maybe get a couch, maybe something like that.
My name is Brian Patrick Coughlin. I'm from Port Perry, Ontario. I'm 64 years old and I'm a retired tech design teacher. If there's something that I don't know how to do, I want to learn how to do it. Whenever you've got a problem, you want to engineer a solution to it. So that's what I've been doing all along. So that's why I'm the ultimate figure-it-outer.
Welcome to Princess Auto's Ultimate Figure-it-outer. My name is Dan Verville and I'll be your host as we put you through a series of 4 intense engineering and building challenges to decide who will be crowned Princess Auto's Ultimate Figure-it-outer. Not only will the winner take home $25,000, but you'll also earn a spot on the coveted Princess Auto catalog. Now I'd like you to meet our co-host, Mr. Neil Cook. Neil Cook is an educational consultant with an extensive background in mechanical trades education and technology research. He'll provide us with an in-depth analysis during these competitions and will help us get inside your heads, the heads of our figure-it-outers. Competitors, it's time for your first challenge. The log splitter build.
First of all, when I looked down, I saw that it looked like an awfully big piece of equipment, something there. So I thought, oh my gosh, this is going to be something pretty big to manufacture.
So when I started to walk out, I said, well, this is real. And I was thinking to myself, maybe I should have stayed home, maybe. I don't know, you know, it's the way it is. Because when I saw the unit there, the log splitter, I'm working on a project very similar to that one. And it was a relief because I was facing something that I was familiar with.
When the tarp was pulled off, I thought, this is good. I can do this. I don't know if I can do it as fast as the other guys, but I can do it.
It was quite exciting because I thought, okay, it's pretty even ground. A log splitter is something that we should all be able to assemble. It was quite something. I thought, okay, yeah, this is really Princess Auto, a log splitter. That makes a lot of sense.
Log splitters have been a part of the Princess Auto product mix since the late 80s. When you buy a log splitter at Princess Auto, you can buy it fully assembled like this one, or you can buy a kit to assemble it yourselves. Your challenge today is to build a 25-ton Speedco log splitter. Once built, the splitter must be able to split a 10-inch oak log. When our team members put it together in the store, it takes 4 of them to do it. Your challenge today will be to build one of these by yourselves. Now you're probably thinking, hey, this is going to be pretty easy. Well, Neil, we're not going to give you any instructions at all. Gentlemen, you have 2 hours to complete the build of your log splitter. Now, when you feel your log splitter is at a stage where it's ready to be tested, we'll run the log through. If it splits, congratulations, you've won this reward challenge. If it doesn't, we'll resume building. Now, the prize for this challenge is actually the very log splitter that you'll be building. So if there wasn't already pressure to make it perfect, now there's even more. Now don't forget, you have access to this entire community tool area as well as all the tools in the tool chest behind you. Competitors, are you ready? 3, 2, 1, figure it out.
Well, I knew first of all what I wanted to do was build from the ground up, so that I should build the base of the unit, then fit the heavier part components on top of it, then work with hydraulics. So that was the sequence that I wanted to work in.
Neil, if you had to dive into a build like this right now, where would you start?
I think I'd be following the same format as both Teddy and Jason right now. Yeah. They wanted to lay out some of their components and get a look at it and start looking at it from an assembly perspective, from a subcomponent perspective, versus trying to look at the bigger picture. And I think without the instructions, that's what they're probably going to be best suited in trying to be successful in this competition.
Guys are probably thinking, hey, I don't work with instructions anyways half the time. Could this be an advantage?
You know, I think for somebody that is working like Jason right now, Jason is a very visual, tactile person. He looks, he sees, he does. And that's what he's doing right now. He's really trying to put it together, like working on his own. He's going to have a main frame together here in no time at all, and then he can start putting the subcomponents on. So it's a really good strategy. No instructions are not going to affect an individual like him. Maybe some of the others are going to be taking a little more time trying to think, how do I put it together?
When Neil ripped up the instructions, that was quite a shock, because it was always a major safety net. You always felt, okay, I can go back, check the instructions to make sure things are correct.
I wasn't concerned. A lot of the projects that I do, it kind of follows itself. Unfortunately, this project, you're time limited. Putting stuff together like that, it's no big deal. It just follows itself, and you knew that, it's in the middle. Now it needs to be tightened, and it worked. The love of Murphy.
So how much weight is that going to be? If he doesn't start thinking about tires soon?
You know, total weight on this, he may need to have some assistance to flip this a little bit to get the tires up. So now, lifting that up, he uses that to tip. He has the lever, he's got leverage, it's all physics.
This is blowing my mind.
Yeah. See, Teddy's using the approach where he's going to get his tires on now versus what we're seeing with Jason. Yeah. So he'll have the tires on, he'll have his portability. With that, he's going to have a bed that he can work with. The only problem I think that we're going to see with Jason's approach right now is I would have looked at getting the rolling stock together and getting the tires on, because now he's going to have even more weight to pick up to put the tires on. Looking at what you're seeing right now, what do you think? Where do you think you'd be at?
Where I would be trying to fit the box that the splitter comes in into the trunk of my Honda Civic. Still in the parking lot at Princess Auto. That's where I would be. I'd actually be harassing team members to help me load it up, and they'd be like, it's not gonna fit in there, but I wouldn't care.
I was looking at the bigger pieces. First of all, chassis. And from the chassis, build it from that point of view, right? So then I looked at, because I knew it was heavy. I must have been 200 pounds in that thing. Whew, that's heavy. And I tried it again. One of the guys stepped in. He just said, you want help? I said, yeah, I need help. Big time, right? So he jumped in. I thought it was excellent. I thought it was fantastic.
You got it.
Too heavy for me.
If you look at what Ryan is doing right now, he can put this together on his own. You don't need the rest of your team members to help you unload this from the Civic and assemble it at home. No lifting.
Can I get someone to lend me a hand with just putting this on?
So lift it up a bit?
No, tip it forward a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think he's breaking into a sweat. He is.
Perfect, great, thanks.
Are you
very
good?
much. Yep.
There we go.
Good, thank you.
You're welcome. So Teddy, I hear you're building one of these at home right now.
Yeah.
So is this similar to the log splitter you got going on at your place, or is this a bit different?
Only in theory.
Well, hopefully you can get this one done, and then you can take this one home with you. Then you'll have to,
Well, you
you can
never
finish the
know.
other one still, but this
You
might
never
be a
know.
nice addition.
You never know your luck.
You know, Dan, looking at the competitors and where they're at right now, I think we've reached a point where I don't think we need this example anymore. I think this example could be removed. So let's have somebody come in and get rid of this and let our competitors carry on.
Competitors were removing the sample log splitter.
Well, that's not good.
I just kept looking at the model on the other side and trying to burn everything into my memory as to what goes where. And then once the model was removed, that was the true test of how much I could remember.
Teddy, we saw that you were a little upset when the sample got taken away. Is everything okay?
It would have been better to have it around, but what do you do?
How about you, Jason? You gonna be okay without the sample?
Who took the sample?
It's gone.
Get out of here. Hasta la vista.
Competitors, that bell means it's time for a Harvey challenge. Behind you on your tool chest is a bona fide Princess Auto ammo box that contains the pieces to complete this Harvey challenge. You will have 10 minutes to build an electromagnet that will need to be able to pick up as many 1/4-inch nuts from a container as possible. You will then have to walk back to your workstation, and whoever returns with the most nuts will be declared this Harvey challenge winner. This is an advantage challenge. If you win, you'll receive the instructions to help you successfully complete your log splitter build. Competitors, are you ready? 3, 2, 1, figure it out!
A bell rang, and they called it a Harvey challenge, and we were sort of like deer in the headlights. What's going on? We were told that if we needed to open our ammunition box on our tool bench and pull out whatever we had in there and to make an electromagnet, bring our electromagnet up and try to pick up an amount of nuts out of a bowl and take them back to our bench.
So I went to go open the box, and I didn't even know how to open it. How do you open this thing? I said, this is not good. I mean, I'm looking pretty stupid here, right? But because I don't have any ammo. I don't have any guns. Then I fumbled and banged at it. Next thing you know, something gave. I said, oh, it's a latch. So it's a box loaded with decoys and stuff.
I don't remember anything from grade 9 electronics on how to make an electromagnet other than the fact you wrap something around a piece of steel and a battery and it should work.
We're seeing already that Jason's trying to jump the straight copper wire, no insulation. We're going to have to see what happens as he proceeds on through this build.
My first attempt, I just grabbed wire and started wrapping, trying not to let down my electrical counterparts at work. The first attempt was a dismal failure. It didn't even move a nut in the bowl. Nothing, not even a spark when I touched the battery. I thought again, I'm done.
So Ted, you're our electronics guy.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember this. Immediately I knew the principle. Just wrap wire around an iron core, right? And then fire it up. At that point, I wasn't really watching Jason or Brian about it. I was just going ahead and looking at the best coil that I could use. And I did see it. It was actually a coil of magnet wire. It's waxed, right? And I knew that immediately. So then I needed to get a strippers to actually take that coating off the magnet wire. It worked, but in retrospect, there was a couple of coils there, so all I had to do was put it in parallel, and I would have it really, really strong, because the core was fantastic. That U-bolt was the real thing.
First of all, I tried wrapping wire around a straight bowl, and that was a bit of a mistake, because what happened there was I did a poor job unwinding the wire, so it got very, very tangled up. So that threw me off a little bit. I remember the old standard electromagnets being sort of a U-shape, so I thought I'd take the wire and wrap it around. It was unbelievable how fast 10 minutes went.
Competitors, there's only 1 minute left to complete your projects. It's time to figure it out.
So I just went back and I thought, well, maybe the bare copper wire was shorting out somehow and canceling the signal. So I tried an insulated piece and just stripped the two ends and just wrapped a whole spool onto a bolt. And wow, that thing picked up a lot of nuts. I couldn't believe it.
as carefully as you can. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up.
I made a mistake at that time. I was a bit into my head. Didn't push as hard as I should. That was a really big mistake I made today. I screwed up on that one.
All right, competitors, we have the results of the first Harvey challenge. Brian, unfortunately, you do not qualify for this challenge as you didn't pick up any nuts. Teddy, you successfully picked up 27 nuts with your electromagnet. Unfortunately, that wasn't enough as Jason was able to pick up 57 nuts with his electromagnet.
By winning the challenge, they gave me the instructions, which we all thought were tore up. Initially, I was far enough along that I didn't really need them for the structural part of the build, but for the hydraulic pieces, it was handy to have.
Today we wanted to have a really good, we call it evaluation of what our competitors have done. So we brought in Mr. Wayne Dixon. He's the chair of math and science at Red River College and a heavy-duty technician, a trailer technician, interventionally and provincially certified, and a lot of experience in the hydraulic field. Hey Wayne, glad to see you.
Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
What are you looking for as they get into the hydraulics portion here right away?
So some of the things I'm looking for is make sure you have enough fluid within the reservoir, to run the machine. In this case here, all these units came in dry, so they'll have to be putting in their own fluids, whether it be gas for the engine, oil for the engine, and also hydraulic fluid for the unit.
So Wayne, let me ask you this question. Let's say our first completed competitor underfills the reservoir and we're in a low situation. What problems might exist for that individual having a low reservoir level?
Well, if the reservoir is going to be low enough, what they're going to run into is a term called aeration. Okay, so what happens is as the pump rotates with the engine, it's going to pick up air rather than oil. So what you'll find is the symptom will be erratic cylinder movement. So when they go to try to split a log, it'll actually move and jump and jerk around. So it won't work that well.
Is Jason getting closer to the end of the road here?
He still has some plumbing left to do. He does have the pump mounted, and it looks like he does have a suction line in the right place. He's working on the filter base right now.
What exactly is the log bed?
The log bed is where we're going to sit the log on that will support it so that the ram coming out of the cylinder will have a base in order for it to split the log.
What the hell is this? Just hit and miss. It's not a matter of fixing it, it's a matter of trying to figure out, like, logically what goes where, or like what fitting.
Hey Teddy, how's it going?
Not bad.
Pretty good, that's good.
That bushing in. I'm just hoping this strategy works out, the get the motor, everything in place before.
Before you put it in.
Yeah, because it's going to be awkward underneath.
Well, that's what I was finding too.
So I was talking to Brian. We were just bouncing ideas, and sometimes he'd just look at something and he'd kind of question it. If I thought that I could add something in, I may make a little comment.
It has gone beyond a competition because it's a competition among friends. Teddy and Jason are both good friends now, and I really, really enjoy them, and we'll help each other out. It's the sort of thing that you don't want to see the other person screw up or make a mistake, or if you can help out, it's just the way it goes.
You would think a rethink on that return. But you got to go upside down, man. You got no room here.
I'm also having a heck of a time getting my coupler to fit.
No, in this particular case, hey, this is perfect. I mean, it's I got 2 new buddies.
Okay,
I think
thanks.
so.
Thanks, Teddy.
I think Jason just finished tightening up his main mounting bracket on the bottom of the articulation point, and he's going right back to those instructions, which he really didn't want in the Harvey competition.
Yeah, he didn't want them.
But he's been using them quite often, which is great to see. I think doing a bit of the finite detail work here, trying to get it finished, checking all of his fittings to make sure he's not going to have any leakage. which is going to be important because if it leaks, then we
keep building.
Keep building, exactly. I mean, they're at a point right now where Jason's coming to the finish line here in a big hurry. If everything works right, he's well on his way to being very successful in a very short period of time.
I looked at the other two guys and I saw they still had a ways to go, and I thought maybe I should take a bit more time to run through this a bit more. I double checked the fittings again, make sure everything was good and tight, and at that point I was ready. So I thought, well, let's do this. Well, the first time I pushed the lever, it didn't move. I'm like, oh no, but I pushed it the wrong way. So when I pulled it the right way, it started to move, and yeah, after that it was all good.
Well done. It looks like we have a winner.
Awesome.
Really?
Nice.
Jason, congratulations on winning the Log Splitter Challenge.
Thank you.
Great work.
Thanks.
As your prize, as I mentioned earlier, you'll be taking home the very log splitter that you built. So hope there's room for that in your luggage.
We'll make it fit.
For me, winning that challenge is a huge relief. I definitely do not want to go home early. I want to see this through to the end and just do the best I can.
I liked working on that log splitter. I really did. I was actually disappointed that I didn't finish it completely, because whether I took it home or not, I certainly would have loved just to finish it and then fired it up.
So I'm very, very proud to be here on this floor. I know that I've got a lot of capabilities, a lot of talents. What I have learned today is that since I've now been retired for 6 years, I've tended to slow down a little bit. That doesn't work very well in a time-based competition. So what I really have to do is just speed up a lot, arrive ready to go, ready for bear all the time, and just bring it.
Gentlemen, enjoy the evening, get some rest, because tomorrow's going to be a big day. See you in the morning. Good night. On the next episode of The Ultimate Figure It Outer, the contestants live out every Princess Auto customer's dream. You have $750 to spend in an empty Princess Auto store to get all the components you need to build your can crusher. While the next Harvey challenge puts their skills to the test.
Good. Done.
Two competitors think they've crushed the competition,
3 little mamas coming back.
while the other struggles to make it work.
Oh no.